Hello students, again I am here with another video for Biology class 9. In this video we'll be talking about chloroplast. So here we'll be talking about chloroplast, which is an organelle found only in plant cells. So let us begin our voyage with this organelle, that is chloroplast. So first of all we need to understand what chloroplast is. So simply, we already know that chloroplast is a membrane-bound cell organelle which is found only in plant cells. Now, let us start serially. So first of all, we'll be talking about the discovery of this cell organelle, that is chloroplast. So the cell organelle, that is chloroplast, was discovered by a scientist whose name is Anton van Leeuwenhoek. But the term chloroplast was given by another scientist known as Skimper. Okay, the term was given by Skimper. Now let us talk about the number of chloroplast per cell. So the number of the chloroplast per cell is not the same. The number of chloroplast varies from one cell to another. So first of all, the number of chloroplast is 1 per cell in Chlamydomonas and Eulothrix. Both these are algae. Okay, both of these are algae, and the number of chloroplast in these algal cells is just 1 per cell. Talking about the range of chloroplast from 1 to 16 per cell, it is found in Spirogyra. Spirogyra is again an algae, and I suppose you know that it is a filamentous algae. So this filamentous algae, that is Spirogyra, if you remember, it is um, filamentous in this way, and the chloroplast is present in ribbon-like structure in this form, like this. Okay, so almost 1 to 16 chloroplast is present in one cell of Spirogyra. Now 20 to 40 per cell chloroplast is present in higher plants. Also, there is one more notable point, that a plant which is known as Cara, it has been reported that the cells of this Cara plant has almost 500 chloroplast per cells. So this is all about the number of the chloroplast. So we have seen that the number of the chloroplast in a cell, in a plant cell, may vary from 1 to 40, and also it may range to up to 500 chloroplast per cells in higher organisms, that is higher plant cells. Okay, now let's move on to the next point related to the chloroplast. Next, we'll be talking about the shape of the chloroplast. So again, the shape of the chloroplast present in different plant cells is also different. So first of all, talking of cup or horseshoe shaped chlamydomonas, chloroplast. Okay, so this, I suppose you know that this chlamydomonas is an algae which is like this, a drop of water. Okay, my drawing is not so good, so it is like a drop of water. Let me draw it once again for you people. Let me try to make once again. So it is like this, like a drop of water, and then extensions like this. Okay, so this chlamydomonas has a we can say a cup shaped chloroplast which is very large, and it almost covers the entire body of the chlamydomonas like this. Okay, so this is C-shaped chloroplast. Now talking of next shape of the chloroplast, that is C or girdle shaped chloroplast. So this C or girdle shaped chloroplast is present in Eulothrix. Now this Eulothrix is also unicellular, but it exists in filamentous form in which different Eulothrix cells are connected to each other like this. So this is a Eulothrix. Okay, and then you know that there is a hold fast to hold the substrate on which it has to remain. So this hold fast does not have any chloroplast, whereas the other cells will have a girdle shaped or C-shaped chloroplast, like this C-shaped chloroplast. Okay, and the nucleus is present just inside the C-shaped chloroplast. This is the C-shaped chloroplast and the nucleus is present just here. So if we view the nucleus from this side, we'll not be able to see the nucleus, but if we try to view from this side, the other side, the nucleus will be visible. So this is about Ulothrix. Now, so next shape of the chloroplast is ribbon shaped. Ribbon shaped chloroplast is present in Spirogyra, which again is filamentous in nature. Okay, now next, the most accepted shape of the chloroplast is the oval or the discoidal shape of the chloroplast, which exists in higher plants cells. Okay, so we'll be discussing this oval or discoidal shape of the chloroplast in detail. So let us move on to the oval or the discoidal shape of the chloroplast in detail. So first of all, let us proceed to the oval or discoidal shape. So here you can see that we have a plant cell. Okay, you can see that we have a plant cell over here. Then this part, this is the chloroplast, and here you can see the ultrastructure of the chloroplast. So first of all, we'll be beginning with the outermost structure, that is the membrane of the chloroplast. Again, the membrane is double layered. The membrane of the chloroplast is double layered, that is, there is an outer membrane and there is an inner membrane. So both the membranes are smooth. Okay, both the membranes are smooth, that is the inner as well as the outer membrane are smooth. Now what happens is that the outer membrane has less proteins. Less proteins are present, so it is almost permeable. Okay, since less proteins are present, in the outer membrane, so the outer membrane is less permeable. Whereas talking about the inner membrane, so more proteins are present in the inner membrane. Since more proteins are present in the inner membrane, so the inner membrane is selectively permeable, because proteins are giving it the property of selection and then transporting. So the inner membrane becomes selectively permeable. So this is about the inner and the outer membrane of the chloroplast. Now moving inside the chloroplast. So the inner part of the chloroplast, this space, it consists of a fluid and it is known as stroma. The inner portion, which consists of dense liquid, is known as stroma. In mitochondria, if you remember, it is known as matrix. Here in the case of chloroplast, it is known as stroma. So I suppose you people know that the role of chloroplast is to conduct photosynthesis, right? So what must be present inside this stroma? So this stroma is rich in enzymes. Which type of enzymes? Which will help in the dark reaction. Okay, the stroma is rich in enzymes which will help in the dark reaction. I suppose you know that photosynthesis takes place in two steps, that is light reaction and dark reaction. So this dark reaction is the phase of photosynthesis which takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. So the stroma is rich in enzymes which are necessary for the dark reaction of the photosynthesis. Okay, so now one of such enzyme is ribosco, which helps in accepting carbon dioxide during the dark reaction. And this is also this ribosco, of course it is an enzyme, so it is a protein also, so it is also the most abundant protein that is found. Okay, now this is about the stroma. I suppose you have understood till here. Now moving on, stroma also consists of such structures. So first of all, these structures, which individually are known as thylakoid, are formed by the invagination of the inner membrane. So let me just make the inner membrane. So this is the inner membrane. So these first invaginate like this, and then such stacks are formed. You can see such stacks are only there. So such stacks are formed. So These stacks are known as, you can see, they are known as granum, whereas the individual sac-like structures are known as thylakoid. The individual sac-like structures are known as thylakoid, whereas the stack of few thylakoids are known as what? Granum. Now you can see here what happens is that next you can see various granum are present in the stroma. Now these granum are also connected to each other. The granum is also connected to each other. Apart from this, the granum is also connected to the inner membrane. These connections are known as stroma lamella. Okay, these are known as stroma lamella. So what are stroma lamella? Stroma lamella is the connection of the granum with either the inner membrane or the connecting link between different granum present in the stroma of the chloroplast. Understood, students? So this is about the stroma. One more thing that is present in the stroma is circular DNA. Okay, so we know that this chloroplast is also a semi-autonomous cell organelle. So it has its own DNA and ribosomes. The ribosomes that are present in the chloroplast are 70S, and they are also known as, if you remember, they are also known as plastidoribosomes. Okay, the ribosomes that are present in the chloroplast are also known as plastidoribosomes. So this is about the stroma. So what are the things that are present in the stroma? We have seen that enzymes are present which are necessary for the dark reaction to take place, since photosynthesis takes place here in the chloroplast only. Also, what is present apart from the enzymes? Stroma lamella, granum, thylakoid, all these are also present in the stroma only. Apart from this, it also has its own DNA. Circular DNA is also present in the stroma itself. And 70S ribosomes are also present in the stroma, which are also known as plastidoribosomes. So this is about the stroma of the chloroplast. Now talking of, we know that chloroplasts contain chlorophyll. Okay, chloroplasts contain chlorophyll. So where are these pigments chlorophyll present actually? So the pigment chlorophyll, if we see, let us just focus on a thylakoid. So if you see, this is a thylakoid. You can see that this is the thylakoid lumen. If I just make a simple diagram like this, if I make few thylakoids, so let me just erase this first, and then I will make a, just a minute, give me 1 minute, let me erase from this side. So let me make a simplified diagram. So let me make with red, and then I will be drawing the, so if this is one thylakoid, let me make a double membrane. Okay, let me make one stack also so that I can show it to you. So this is another thylakoid forming a granum. Okay, so this is another thylakoid that is forming a granum. So this part, the interior part, is known as the thylakoid lumen. The interior part is known as the thylakoid lumen, whereas this is the thylakoid membrane. This is the thylakoid membrane. So this pigment, the most important pigment which is necessary for photosynthesis to take place, that is chlorophyll, where will it be present? It is actually present in the thylakoid membrane here. So the green pigment that we are talking about, we are discussing so much, is present here in the thylakoid membrane and not in the thylakoid lumen. So students, this is all about the structure of the chloroplast. We have seen many things about chloroplast by far. We have seen the discovery of the chloroplast. We have seen that it was discovered by Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Then the term chloroplast was coined by Skimper. Then we have seen that the number of chloroplasts varies from one cell to another. It can be 1, it can be 1 to 16, it can be more than that also. Also we have seen that Cara has almost 500 chloroplast in a cell. Then we have discussed about the structure. Structure also we have seen that chloroplast exists in various structure. It can be girdle shaped, it can be cup shaped, it can be oval shaped, which is the most acceptable structure. Then we have seen the structural details of the oval shaped chloroplast. So students, this is all for this video. The other details of the chloroplast will be discussed in the next video. Thank you so much for listening to me. Once again, a huge thanks to all of you.